Today on SEBA On Demand, we sit down and talk to SEBA's favorite comedian, Mike Cano. Mike, thanks for being with us today.
Hello. I'm glad to be here. Sorry to make it weird already. I'm already messing around at the table.
This is awesome. It's going to be one of those conversations that it's going to be a lot of laughter and a lot of fun.
Sounds good to me. I got an audience of 1.5, so we'll make it work.
You've come onto the scene anyways for our members, for the SEBA members, doing a lot of events for us. One we have coming up on March 7th, but explain to us, why you picked us. Why law enforcement?
Why did I pick you? Well, technically, you guys picked me up, and this is my work release right now. Coming back and telling some jokes for you guys.
Do you need somebody to sign your hours for you?
Yes, as long as you can do that, we're good to go. I got enough fix-it tickets. Yes. No, you know what? I've got family, I've got friends, I've got so many people I'm close to in law enforcement, and as you know, over the last 5 to 10 years, there's been this horrible stigma that's getting worse and worse, and I feel like the people that are making it bad are not stopping at continually trying to make it bad, but there's got to be those of us citizens, people like that make it good, because there's a lot of good in law enforcement too. And so what I like to do is any event I can do, whether it be PD, sheriff, anything in between, I like to support that and bring out some laughter, man, and all my guys do too, because that's a stressful job, right?
Yes, it is.
I think it's stressful standing in front of strangers, and then imagine them with like guns and stuff and warrants. I guess technically most of my people still have guns and warrants in the audience, but that's just performing in the IE for you. Hello.
So talking about knowing your audience, I know that you do a lot of things outside of the club. There's your act inside the comedy club, and then you morph, right?
Yes,
for your audience.
Yes.
So
of
tell
course,
us a little.
Like I'm a regular comic, like a lot of comics that travel, do comedy clubs. I've been at the Improv for the last 8 years with my comedy party, where I bring in a variety of guys on a Tuesday. I don't know, that's like the Latino thing. It's a Taco Tuesday. It's like a Christmas for us. They give me a Tuesday night. But I've been doing that for years, man. But what really spoke to me was coming outside the comedy club, because not everyone's able to get in there, whether it be time restraints, money restraints, so they're just wrapped up in their own world. And we were able to develop all kinds of different programs for, no joke, like senior homes, like school assemblies for elementary, junior high, high school, the military. We do stuff for fundraisers, 5Ks, cancer walks, everything you can possibly think of, even backyard like birthday roasts and stuff like that. No event too big or too small, because I feel like everyone can use laughter to really just brighten their day.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking, because not to get cliche, but laughter's therapeutic. And in law enforcement especially, we use laughter and comedy to release certain things, or just to express certain things.
You know, you guys roast each other all the time. If we could hear the channel, oh man, if we could hear that CB radio going off, we'd be dying laughing.
Hey, don't give people ideas.
That's the next radio show right there. That's the next TV show.
The next live
Yes,
PD.
the real Reno 911 right there. Just listening to all those calls. For sure, yeah, especially in your line of work, man, there's got to be some levity, because guess what? When you clock out, you're just normal human beings. So I definitely want to make sure that when you're on the clock or off the clock, that any law enforcement has a great time.
I overheard you talking about, and you could hear like
spying
your
on me. Just spying on me.
I mean, hey, you know how we are.
Let me check
Surveillance.
my phone. Hello? Okay.
But I overheard you talking about the events that you do at the schools,
Yes.
and you have a heart for your community.
Yes. I also have a kid. Hello.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was the PTA president of my son's school back when he was in elementary. Back after, the Columbine stuff, a lot of stuff started to really start in schools that was just publicly just filmed, and everyone saw and documented for the first time, oh my gosh, our kids are in trouble. So an anti-bully thing, just the whole theme started to rage on across America.
Right.
And when it came to my kids' school, I felt like we were hiring people to come in and kind of scold them or just talk at them, or it was just real hokey pokey. I didn't really like it. And I said, you know what? I can create something better than this. So I got together, and I've got several performers to engage the kids, because first of all, they got to want to pay attention.
Right.
They hear so much of this. You remember that Snoopy thing? We're like, wah,
Yeah,
wah,
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 wah.
wah.
It's like that for assembly sometimes too. But they're just like, we're out of class. Let me just, So I'll start it off with like a live DJ. We'll bring in, and kids will walk in like, this is an award. Because that's the only time they get to hear a DJ. Well, oh, this is our reward assembly. Let's do this. And then I'll start off laying out the message in a funny way. I make fun of myself. I have some fun. And then we bring up a juggler to really just capture their attention. Sometimes when they see that, they're just like, oh, well, I better pay attention. This isn't just boring stuff. And then we bring in another comedian. We do live skits. I bring in a magician from the Magic Castle to just wow them at the end. And we always have different messages. It started with one assembly, which was leading with kindness. Instead of saying anti-bully,
right,
I really wanted to say, no, let's go the positive route. Let's give them something they can engage in. And we've noticed that most schools really take that message and run with it. And we actually tweak it a little bit if we need to, depending on the school's actual problem. One school might have a problem with racism. One school might have a problem with exclusion. One problem will have a school with girls being mean on social media. Like, every problem's different. So what we do is take the top 3 issues and kind of put it in our machine here, and we'll talk about it, joke about it, do some skits about it, but really make sure the kids know that they can make a difference and empower themselves by being leaders and being kind in these different areas.
And it's funny, as you rattled off some of those themes, right?
Yeah.
Comedy always seems to have a way to discuss the things that we never kind of want to talk about, right? Like, you're talking about racism, you're talking about mean girls. Comedy can get in those spaces in a way that conversations sometimes can't.
Yeah, and it's weird because, you know, so many schools are very protective of the kids because they say, we don't want to oversaturate them with stuff and overexpose them to stuff that we don't want them to see. And I'm like, when they go home and turn on TV, they're seeing racism, they're seeing, they go on social media, they're seeing all this. And right now we got a big thing, we've partnered with the local Fontana PD to do anti-vape and tobacco. So that's what we do. And anytime I can do something, like I said, to bring in law enforcement, it's just a fun part, man. I love what all you men and women do. And I even did the mud run with you guys this last one. Oh my gosh. How come I thought it was like one of these very nice little, all you have to do is walk in the back? I brought my girl. She almost murdered me right there on the spot. This is what I told her. We've never done any 5Ks ever. I don't know if you could tell, the only shape I am is round, okay? You understand? Pull-ups is pulling up to the table and eat. That's about it, okay? I trained about 0 hours for this race. I didn't even have the right shoes. I think I had on some Vans. And I told my girl, don't worry. There's always like a little group of, fat people in the back that we can walk with, like us. We can walk in the back. I said we look like 2 little chicken McNuggets walking down the street, but it's okay. Like, we could do this in the mud run. There was nobody but us. We were literally the only 2 in the back. I had everyone driving by roasting us. I was like, no. So she was like, why did you do this? So
5K that's just the distance. It's really a misnomer because that's one of the hardest courses that anybody can run.
Yeah, I messed up. I had to admit that quite a few times. She's gotten roses. She's gotten
I was gonna say, I hope she got new shoes.
I had to buy Ben Gay to rub all over us. It was bad. Yeah, she was very angry with me. But this year, we'll see if I can lose a pound or 2 and then make it happen again.
So we've got one coming up March 7th for our SEBA members.
It's a secret.
Well, it's for members only, so
Yes.
we can't put it out on the whole wide internet.
Yes.
But let our members know a little bit of what they have in store for them.
Look, man, I bring me and a couple other guys. We're going to have some fun. One of the guys I'm bringing is a magician from the Magic Castle. Another guy's been all over TV, and he's more like a Rodney Dangerfield, in-your-face style. And I just know they come out, we're going to laugh, we're going to have some fun. Like, just come out, have some fun. All these events are put together for you guys. You're missing out if you don't show up. I promise you're going to have some fun. And there's other stuff to do there, too. Wink, wink, which is going to be fun just besides laughing, too. So
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. And then you guys can sign off on my parking ticket before I get out of here?
Yeah, sure. We'll have Grant do it.
Let's do that. I got a lot of them.
Okay.